Where's Greg Kinnear? 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 Where's Greg Kinnear?
I don't feel that I have lived off Diana.
Relying on, sitting on their duffs.
I enjoy it.
And now, here's your host of the award-winning Talk Soup, Greg Kinnear.
Oh, yeah. With the ear-piercing consistency of a Charles Barkley wine, it's the award-winning Talk Soup. Back on your airwaves one more time, checking out highlights of the talk shows. Great program for you today. We'll be visiting with some of our good friends from the KKK a little longer, or in a little while if you prefer. Also kissing cousins, and a guy who will recount a story of getting a javelin in the neck is coming up in a couple of minutes from now. Don't miss that. First up, relationships. Relationships between in-laws can sometimes be a bit rocky, no question about it. You may not always appreciate the guy your daughter married, and maybe on occasions you'd like to wipe your mother-in-law's face with a Brillo pad, but chances are you won't want to do this on national television and rip into them. But that's not the case here. You're about to meet Diana and her son-in-law, JR. They showed up on the program along with her daughter and his wife, Jenny, and Jenny's grandma also showed up on the Jenny Jones Show, and this is what happened. Take a look.
I don't feel that I have lived off Diana. I don't feel I have lived off Marva. And as far as Jenny's dad goes, that is not part of Diana's family because she couldn't get along with the man when she was married to him. That's why he got rid of her.
Oh, he got rid of me?
So,
You know, one second, let me just interrupt you. We haven't talked to Marva at all. Who is, Jenny, this is your grandmother.
You have a tough time getting a word in edgewise when you're having a conversation with Archie. That's been his trouble his whole damn life.
Why do you call him Archie? I thought your name was JR.
His name is Archie Minchu Jr., and they call him JR.
These first of all, I have never... because they know it irritates me.
No, it's not.
That's why they do it, because I hate the name, and that's my dad's name, and I've always been called JR.
Shut up for 5 minutes.
No, you shut up. You're another rich, snobby that I can't stand.
One second.
No, please.
You've had everything to your satisfaction all your life.
She's had 7 kids and worked for
7 kids, that's right, and I want everybody to know this. These people can't go to the bathroom same time that none of them don't get hurt.
You know what?
Okay, they've all been one way or another.
Blah, blah, blah. I wish they'd all shut up. What are they talking about? Bunch of intolerant ignoramuses. That's the last time I married the checker at the Piggly Wiggly.
Wow. You could actually hear her thoughts. That's very interesting. That is the highlight of Jenny Jones there. Let me tell you, this show was ugly from beginning to end. That, of course, Diana and JR, who never got tired of yelling at each other. Monday on Jenny Jones, we're going to hear from kids who feel their parents give their siblings, and this doesn't seem fair, special treatment. Let's check in with the McGillicuddy clan one more time, shall we?
Shut your mouth.
You shut yours.
Shut your mouth.
You shut yours.
Shut your mouth.
You shut yours.
Shut your mouth.
Nation's divorce rate is sitting uncomfortably at 50%. This has caused financial hardships for many of the suddenly single people, especially women in this country, and this could not make Lou Filczer happier. How do you pronounce that? F-I-L-C-Z-E-R. Filczer. He couldn't be happier. Lou's the founder of ADAM, or ADAM, American Divorce Association for Men. He told a very ticked-off Maury Povich audience that divorced women have been sponging off men for years and years and years.
Women in this country expect too much of relying on, sitting on their duffs to have a man take care of them. Isn't it a
Who wants to respond to this?
Men show their love through their pocketbook.
Huh?
Why can't women do the same thing? How many men do you know of that get alimony?
I'm sorry. Now
No,
what
I
might be
can't
bad?
agree with this idea that we have to take care of.
With my husband, I stayed home. I took care of the children.
Well, now go
I
to
brought
work.
up my
Go to
children.
work. He's
I
working.
have been trying to find a job.
60% of the married women are out there working. Why are these sitting on
A
their
woman
jobs?
of my age to try to find work. I have a history of cancer.
Get out there and go
and
to
a heart
work.
attack.
It's
I
out
am
there.
not employable.
This is not big welfare USA, or is it? Is this socialism? There's an example of socialism.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
This is socialism. Big brother
man
or husband should take care of the woman.
What are you saying, Lou?
I want equal rights.
Any man who walks out...
How many women come up with the money and take care of men?
Lou, any man who just picks up, walks out, leaves the marriage
They're
contract.
not ignorant of that. They knew this was coming. Why didn't they go out and get themselves trained or get a job?
Well, Lou, do I smell sour grapes? A little bit. Did you have 3 wives leave you? Divorce you? Sad man, aren't you? By the way, any takers for wife number 4 out there? Or do we... Yeah. Monday, Maury Povich will hear the story of a woman who tried to sell her 1-month-old son. Her plan backfired when her own mother called the cops on her. There'll be no more baby selling for her. Monday. What? Is it bad, the hair today? Oh, you went like that. Oh, you're scratching your ear. Sorry, Jonathan. Well, the javelin throw, the graceful run, the powerful hurl, one of the great combinations of elegance and strength in the wonderful world of track and field events. However, this next gentleman, Jeremy Campbell, although he always admired the javelin throw and excelled at it, has given it up. That's because an 8-foot javelin was launched through his neck some time ago. Did not stop him, however, from having a sense of humor about the whole thing as he recalled this episode to Mo Gaffney.
Now, what happened when you went to the hospital? Well, what happened when... Did they take you and the javelin and put you in the ambulance?
Well,
I mean, that's a big javelin.
They were first they thought they were going to send me by ambulance to a nearby hospital, but then when the medical people actually got there and saw the situation, they decided they'd send me to a trauma center. So they called in the medevac copter. But I couldn't fit with, obviously, an 8-foot javelin sticking out of me. It's just not going to happen. You know, you can't leave the window open that high in the air, so... They, apparently, this guy comes up with a pipe cutter and goes, "I'm a certified plumber. Everybody stand back." So, I'm thinking, oh, no.
When anyone's been speared by a javelin, I always go, "Is there a plumber in the house?"
But I guess they rethought that and decided that using the pipe cutter and spinning it around would be too much of a vibration. So they called the fire department to bring out the jaws of life, and they snipped it with that.
They just snipped it off.
Yeah.
There you have it. Jeremy finally made it to the trauma center where he underwent surgery. Later on in the show, he described the wound to Mo Gaffney.
And it went through my earlobe, down into here, and came out down here above my chest bone.
He's got a nice-looking scar there, too. Look at this.
Ooh. Monday, Mo will examine one of the great injustices in America. Why are men allowed to go topless and women aren't? Doesn't seem right to me. Yeah! Stand up for what you believe in. Coming up on Talk Soup in a moment, Shirley will hear about romance behind bars, and a patriotic strip club owner spells it out in plain English.
Well, I think it's all very simple. The girls want to dance. I want to own a club. People want to come in. This is America. No problem.
We're back. Wednesday, Montel Williams peered into the sometimes sleazy, sometimes sordid world of adult entertainment. His guests included a woman who works at a peep show, a woman who strips naked for liquored-up patrons, and a guy who runs a club where men oogle naked over women. Watch.
What do you think when people come in, they say, well, this is degrading, this is this, this is that? What do you think?
Well, I think it's all very simple. The girls want to dance. I want to own a club. People want to come in. This is America. No problem.
And Danita, why do you dance in this club? Why do you go dance there?
Why?
Why?
Because I enjoy my job. I enjoy it.
The money has nothing to do with it.
Well, of course, the money has a lot to do with it. I mean, I have a daughter, I'm married, and I mean, I make good money at what I do.
And you travel to do this. I won't say from where to where, but you travel multiple states to get here, work in a club, and go home.
Yes.
So you're making enough money to do that.
Right.
Okay, all right, yes, ma'am.
I would have a three-part question for either one of y'all. First of all, Christy, are you in a relationship now? And for both of y'all, if you are in a relationship, how has it affected the relationship, the jobs you do, and do you take these fantasies home and use them on your husbands or mates?
Well. That was pretty good. She did that well, too. Okay, answer. How about it, the first one?
I'm in a relationship. It's fairly serious. No, I do not take any of the fantasies home with me. And as a matter of fact, after I get home from a night at work, the last thing that I want to do is get wild in bed.
Also on the program were 5 housewives who went to a strip club and tried to reason with a stripper, and Montel had some cameras there.
You seem like you have so much more to offer than to stand up here and expose yourself and run all these lazy, slimy men.
Right, I understand, but they're not all slimy. You know what they're looking for? They're looking for friendship, companionship. Half of them don't even want sex.
Kind of an interesting discussion. Yeah. Montel Williams talks with parents who follow their kids behind their backs. Spying on your teenager, Monday. Well, Shirley, yesterday, talked to women who are involved in relationships with men who are in prison. Leanne appeared on the show to talk about a gentleman who is currently serving time in prison, who she's madly and hopelessly in love with. One audience member had a question for Leanne about her husband's chances for contracting AIDS.
You said that you've developed your relationship with your spouse while he's in jail. And now you're pregnant. Have you had an AIDS test? Has he?
I don't know if he has or not, but I have had in the past.
Well, what about him? He's 50% of that child. Do you care?
Why do you think she should have an AIDS test?
You don't know him. You don't know what he's been through.
Oh, that's a good point.
Well, I've had the test since I was first with him, and I don't imagine he's terribly active in there.
What about before?
That is a fantasy. That is a
what about
definite
before?
denial.
That's what? Sorry, Dr. Morrison?
That's a different there is
show.
no such
That's
thing
a different show.
as people who are in prison being celibate. The incidence of AIDS, the incidence of HIV is much higher in the prison population. The people who are getting AIDS and HIV
it's not all from sex.
is occurring while people are in a prison setting.
It's not all from sex.
No, it's from drugs. She's just, I don't think that Dr. Morrison is implying it's just from sex, Tom.
No.
She's saying it's all kinds of methods. Drugs, sex. Yeah.
I wanted to have another child. I tried very hard to have this child. I'm 40 years old. It's my 6th child. There is no other way to get pregnant.
You've been married 5 times?
Yes.
Right?
Wow. Lou was 3, I guess. Leanne only spent 1 week with her husband before he was thrown in jail. She's had conjugal visits with him for the past 3.5 years. She's currently pregnant with his child. Wow, Monday, Shirley is taking the show to Jamaica. She and a panel of experts will be talking about ways to spice up the old love life. Veteran film actor Brian Dennehy can now be seen regularly on a new TV show, series that will be starting up shortly called Birdland. Dennehy plays a owner of a number of birds that plays a psychiatrist who likes to gamble and frolic with his young girlfriend. He recently showed up on Good Morning America, and Chantal was there to ask him about the difference from TV and film. Take a look.
I could probably name on one hand the number of actors who can move effortlessly from movies to television and back to movies, and you're one of them. What do you think it is that you have that allows you to do that without people saying, that's an odd career move?
I'm not sure that that's true. What's happened to me in the movie business is that I get offered interesting roles, but they don't want to pay anymore. They're prepared to pay the first actor, the number 1 actor, and maybe 2. The ones that they have to pay, and everyone else kind of, you sign on if it's something that you want to do.
So you're saying to me, you don't think you can open a movie?
Oh, no. I don't even know what that means, and I think that except for a handful of actors.
Like Harrison Ford,
Harrison Ford, Tom Cruise, Kevin Costner, Julia Roberts, who just proved it again, and a few others, and I mean a handful.
Right.
I think Al Pacino is back there again. There are only a handful of people who can do that, who can really be guaranteed to open a picture.
This is the very reason we postponed production on Talk Soup, the motion picture. Birdland, starring Brian Dennehy, airs Wednesday nights, 10 o'clock, A, B... I never heard of it. Monday, Good Morning America, actress Mary Steenburgen talks about her role in the new Jonathan Demme film, Philadelphia. ABC, right? Coming up, Jerry Springer confronts members of the Ku Klux Klan, and Jane Whitney's going to hear from a woman who survived a gunshot from a coworker right after this. Like going for seconds at Okie Dog. It's Talk Soup. We're back. There was some troubling dialogue on Wednesday's Jerry Springer show. Jerry's guests included a mother and son who belonged to the Ku Klux Klan. Also in the show was the mother's daughter who does not agree with her mom or brother's views. Here's what happened.
This is your mom? You talk to them.
Nathan, why do you have so much hate? Why do you think you're better than the rest of the people?
If they can prove to me that they're just as powerful as I am, or as can reign as supremacy like I can, then they have the right to run right with me. But if they can't, they can go back where they came from.
Excuse me? What do you mean go back where they came from?
Well, let's see here, Africa, Israel, wherever you want to call it.
Where are you from?
I'm from Tennessee, America, born and raised.
Excuse me, that gentleman there, I dare say, was born in the United States of America. Okay? He was born there probably before you were. So maybe he's to say to you, you get out.
Highlighted Jerry Springer. The number of hate groups and members of the KKK in this country are rising year to year. Monday on Jerry Springer, it's women, and women. Also guns. Tune in. Find out what the hell I'm talking about Monday. Wednesday, Jane Whitney examined the disturbing trend of violence in the workplace. She spoke with Angela Bowman, a woman who was shot when a disgruntled former coworker opened fire at the printing company she worked at. Angela describes the events that took place on what undoubtedly was a horrible day. Take a look.
What happened on that day?
Well, I'd been back from maternity leave about 2 weeks, and I was in the lobby that morning. The regular receptionist was coming in, and I was about to leave. We both were standing. The elevator doors opened, and we couldn't see the gun that he was carrying, but there was just an immediate eerie feeling that something was wrong. He just looked like a monster. And so he walked across the room toward us, and Sharon said to him, can I help you with something? And at that point, he dropped the gym bag he was carrying on his arm, and he had the AK-47, and he just started shooting across the room. And she screamed, and a bullet hit her, and she flew about 6 feet, hit a wall, and slid down. I went the opposite direction. I was blown kind of underneath a desk. And he went out into the hall and did some shooting. He came back to get the bag that he'd left. And the whole time I'm thinking, what has happened? I mean, I saw the gun, and I knew that you use guns to shoot people, but I kept thinking, did he knock me down? It was like my body just couldn't realize what was going on. I was just really hot and real sick, and I thought I was going to pass out.
And the bullet did, in fact, go through Angela. She lost part of her spinal cord and is now paralyzed from the waist down. That's the highlight of Jane Monday. She's going to be examining the case of the Wolf of Hollywood. Is he a sleazy casting agent, or is he the victim of a publicity stunt by some actresses? You'll find out Monday. Got one more highlight for you in a moment. A couple of cousins who are doing a whole lot more than just kissing. Next. It was a storybook romance for Jennifer and Uriel. Two met at a family picnic and fell madly and hopelessly in love as they frolicked in the meadows and bubbly brooks. Eventually, the two sealed their love for each other by taking their vows and sealing their love with marriage. They revealed on Ricky Lake that everything about the relationship is perfect Except for the fact that the two are first cousins, and there's some legality problems with regard to that. Moreover, Jennifer's sister, Kimber, is deeply disturbed by the relationship.
Jennifer Uriel.
Now's your chance. Run. Run on national TV.
I'll
Run
punch
out
you
the
on
door.
national TV, too, so I would be quiet.
He's got her brainwashed.
I get the feeling
booze I smell on your Yuri?
No.
Wait a minute.
That's bad breath I smell on her. Wait a minute. Let's stick to the issue, okay? We're all adults here. We shouldn't have name calling or insults, okay? Let's try to we're being fair. We want to hear both sides of the story. But this obviously, Kimber, has pretty much ruined your relationship with your sister?
No one can ruin our relationship, but it's
Put a damper
on it. Absolutely, because this is it's ridiculous. We don't live in the Ozarks where you just settle for anyone you happen to grow up with or who yonders over the hill. You have a multitude of women to choose from, and God knows you've been with plenty of them, including other cousins. But
whoa, bringing out that dirty laundry today, Kimber.
I don't really know what to do here. Dana, do you want to field this?
That was on Ricky Lake on Tuesday. Okay.
Thanks. Monday on Ricky, former best friends will try to reconcile their differences. Tune in Monday, Ricky Lake. Well, that's going to do it for this show, folks. I'm Greg Kinnear. I've got a splitting headache. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Coming up next, it's the show that lets you see all the latest trailers of the hottest films, coming attractions coming up next. So get out your popcorn and throw it at the people in front of you.